So I was going to jump on here and answer a couple questions for everybody. How we decided to have baby number 3 after having a kid with medical issues. And it was a hard decision. I always wanted a big family because I have, 9 brothers and sisters. When you get pregnant again with baby number 3, and I had a lot of complications during my pregnancies. I was considered a high-risk pregnancy. I carried way too much amniotic fluid. I had, with Vincent, the third one, I had placenta previa, which for me it didn't really matter because I'm a C-section mommy, so, and especially after having a kid with issues. Keiko has been a warrior since the very beginning, so, we're blessed. We have 3 healthy little boys. I've been pregnant 5 times. I lost the first one, Gabriel, at 15 weeks. So, since the very beginning, pregnancy was scary. Logan, I went into preterm labor at 29 weeks. And then when I finally went into labor at 40 weeks, he had put a knot in the umbilical cord, and he had it wrapped around his neck. And so when I dilated to 5, he pretty much was strangling himself, and he stopped breathing. So I had to go in for an emergency C-section with him. Because there was a knot in the umbilical cord, he wasn't getting 4 nutrients. So he was a little tiny. He was 6 pounds and had absolutely no body fat. So with Keikoa, when I got pregnant with Keikoa, I knew there was going to be risks. I mean, I had a late-term miscarriage, which automatically put me in like high-risk pregnancy. I had to go to a high-risk doctor. I have a disease called endometriosis, so that doesn't help. I was always told my whole life that I would never be able to have children. So the fact that I have 3 of them is a blessing. And then with Vincent, when Vincent was born, it was nerve-wracking because we had so many medical issues with Keikoa that when he was born and they told me that he was all right, I didn't believe him. And we were kind of in shock. He came home after, 24 hours, I think, or 48 hours. They let him come home. And definitely a lot more cautious with the third one. He started breaking out into some weird rashes, so the pediatrician sent us right to the allergist just to make sure that he wasn't allergic to anything, and we've been blessed that he's not. There's still a possibility that he could get eczema or still have some skin issues. He has some weird stuff going on with his skin, but nothing like Keikoa. So as of right now, the pediatrician isn't worried about him. So yeah, to answer your question, transitioning from a kid that has a lot of issues to getting pregnant again and having another one is extremely stressful. Not saying that Keikoa isn't a strong boy and that he isn't awesome, but it's just one of those things that's really nerve-wracking. And we also had a miscarriage between Keikoa and Vincent. So do we want to have to deal with that again? And there's just a lot of factors to it and a lot of things that, we have to think about. And after I miscarried after Keikoa, I was kind of at a point where I was content with 2 kids just being done. And me and Cruz had talked about it, and we got married, and we finally decided that our family, neither of us were complete without having one more. So it took us a few months, but baby boy number 3. And yeah, you get paranoid. I was paranoid through my whole pregnancy with Keikoa because my pregnancy with Logan was awful. Preterm labor, I had to get magnesium shots. I had to go and get NSTs 3 times a week during the last 6 weeks of my pregnancy. It was just rough. Question, yes, it's stressful, but totally worth it. So, definitely feel God has a plan for all of us, so kind of where I'm at. You never really know what his plan is when you have a kid that's sick and why they're making him go through that, but hope he reveals it at some point. But anyways, to answer your question, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's stressful. Totally worth it, though. Bye, guys. Love you.